What's good, everybody? Once again, this is SilentMode, maker, artist, and LEGO enthusiast. Thank you for joining me at such short notice. Hello to Alexandria once again in the chat. I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to have everybody here who is watching live or for some reason watching a replay. I always appreciate it. This is going to be the fourth ZURU Max build as was advertised. You guys seem to be enjoying this. Some people call it content, other people call it live streams. But today we're going to be building the radio. This was deliberately, well, it wasn't deliberately, it was deliberately chosen at random. And I know that Never Too Old wanted to see this particular model being built, but it was actually chosen at random. And this is what we're going to build today, just one. And we will probably do another one tomorrow. But I'm actually enjoying building these, whether it's because it's an alternative brand, third-party brand, whatever you want to call it, or whether it's just building something again. I'm actually enjoying doing these, and these don't take that long to build. Probably a lot less longer if you're not streaming, as I am. But in the background you can see the models we've already built. So after this we've got a television set and an instant film camera, and that will conclude the series. Alright, so this one has 157 pieces. The computer from yesterday had the most pieces in the series, but yeah, they're all in the 150, I want to say 150, 200 piece range. So yeah, while I'm unpacking these, as is customary on this channel, hope you guys are doing alright, and certainly better than I am. Today has been alright in terms of my mood, in terms of how things are generally going. Huge shout out to Owen, before I forget, for last night's live stream and the conversation we had after the fact. I'm not too happy about what happened today though, because I had planned on going out and spending some time in a local coffee shop just to see what the atmosphere is like. It's not the best part of town that I'm living in, and it's nowhere near a patch on where I used to live. There's only one chain coffee shop in the area. There's a local bakery, but I wanted to see what the local chain coffee shop was like. Didn't get to experience it though, because I was expecting somebody to come around with a new boiler. They said they were going to deliver a new boiler today, or at least that's what I was told, and they didn't show up. So basically waiting all day for somebody to arrive who wasn't going to arrive. And I don't think that's cool, but there's nothing I can do about that now. The camera's getting fed up of me ranting because it won't get in focus, so let's start building and seeing if we can change that. How's it going, JDP? Thank you for stopping by. I always appreciate it. This is an unusual snot brick. It's a 1x2 with studs on one side, but it's got this line down the middle. I'm wondering if that has any significance, but we will find out. And ZURU has these masonry bricks, ever popular since they were first introduced into LEGO. I don't know if any of the other brands had it before LEGO, but enough yapping, let's start building this thing. It wasn't an entirely unproductive day, I will say. I did take the time to have a walk around the area before it got dark, as it is now. And this area that I'm living in, I actually used to live here many years ago, and I had some fond memories of what the area was like back then. It's completely changed now. There's some things that are still present, but the atmosphere has completely changed. So it was kind of a walk down memory lane, which is, I think it was quite nice. Yeah, today I'm doing alright. Quite frustrated that it hasn't been as productive a day as I would have liked. It was one of those days, as I was saying earlier, that I had hoped to get stuff done. I had hoped to do particular things, but other people got in the way. Hey, Never Too Old, how are you doing, sir? And yes, again, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys are doing all right. And as I said before, hope you're doing better than me. We are building the radio today. I know that Never Too Old wanted me to build the radio. It was picked at random. I just stuck my hand in the bag, and that's the one that was chosen. There we go. Now the next thing to do, once I've unpacked more of this stuff, is I got to get a desk, because I'm in a rather uncomfortable position at the moment. For some reason, all the furniture in here is a lot lower down than I would have liked, and I need a table of some kind. So I'm not sure if Never Too Old is joking when he says he's wearing a Christmas sweater, but I think he is, because you gotta celebrate Halloween first. And I'm looking forward to Halloween on Friday, because I'm doing the traditional Halloween thing of going to a Chinese restaurant. I guess it depends what the sweater's made of, but I understand the idea of wearing an itchy sweater that's not particularly appealing. Yeah, the restaurant I'm going to on Friday, it's actually one of my favorites, Chinese or Asian restaurants even, and I'm going to be going there with a handful of people. We're actually split across 2 separate tables, and hopefully people are on their best behavior. It should be a very good one. Now there's a joke somewhere about Chinese food being ideal for Halloween, because you never quite know what you're going to be eating, but I'm not going to say anything like that. That would just be disrespectful. Okay, I may have messed up somehow. I don't know if okay, this is in the wrong place. It's more of a Chinese restaurant, modern Asian restaurant. I don't remember if they have sake there, but I do like sake. I may, if depending on the mood, I may go for that. There we go. That's I've not heard of chicken sugai or sugai, however it's pronounced. Okay, so for some reason now we got a red pin and a yellow pin. Now these pins did exist quite a while ago, but they've fairly recently introduced friction ones, which have come in really handy for my brick built figure design. So it basically allows me to position the arms how I want them to. I'd say my go-to Chinese foods, I don't know how traditional it is, but my go-to Chinese meal is crispy fried shredded beef in chili sauce. And it has to be with, well, preferably egg fried rice, as long as they don't put all kinds of funny ingredients in it. But steamed rice is fine. It's not actually, well, I don't find it particularly hot. It's more, certainly more flavorful than hot. Shanghai chow mein and ginger beef. I'm assuming that the Shanghai variety of chow mein has shellfish or prawns in it. That's usually what it means. Okay, so we're using this funny snot brick, and we're using this side here. Still not sure what the significance of that line down the middle is. I made a point since my teens of trying to build resistance to chili, and I can't say that I can take particularly hot foods, but my resistance has built up quite a bit. But there are certain spices that I don't particularly like, and I hate to say it, but Indian cuisine isn't one of my favorites. Okay, quite a few people I know particularly like Indian food, and I gotta turn them down. I have to tell them, you know what, I don't particularly, I mean, there are some Indian dishes I do like, but it's not my particular favorite cuisine. General Chow's chicken, I've heard of it. I don't quite know what it is. I'm gonna guess that it's more of an American invention. With that said, we have Whole Foods over here, and I think they have something similar, although they spell it General So, which is TSO. Do we have orange chicken? I've not seen it. I'm pretty sure there are places that serve it, but I've not seen that particular dish. Okay, so it's well, similar to duck à l'orange, maybe. Yeah, I've actually not seen that or heard of it. I mean, I've heard of it actually, but I've not seen it on a menu anywhere. this is what we have so far. There's not much of an interior to these, but that's what we have. We've got some nice transparent plates here. Got a couple of these 2x8s, and there's a 1x8. You've even got this I guess trans black, what do we call these, grill bricks. That's quite nice. We've only got one of them, I think. That's a shame about the spices. I do like spices, but it is easy to go overboard, and I think a lot of places that pride themselves on preparing hot food, they do tend to go overboard. Hello, Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf Bricks. I don't remember seeing you around here, but thank you for joining in. How are you doing? Okay. I can't see this taking very long. At least we don't have any of those odd string pieces from yesterday. Excellent. Good to hear, Lone Wolf. You know what? I honestly think it's time that we started having people say that they're great. We definitely need some more good news. Well, it's basically not chili, is it? Never Too Old. As you say, it's the general recipe. It just has no flavor or no spice. But no, I got to put something in my food to make it taste a little bit more angry, I suppose. Okay, that's an interesting technique. That's what we have so far. That's got to be the FM dial then. All right. So yeah, there's basically nothing inside this thing. You just we're just going to put the plates on top and call it a day. But yeah, very much looking forward to Friday. I have an idea of what I'm going to order, but just as much as the food, I'm looking forward to the company as well. This is going to be my first, basically my first social event since moving. Yes, I definitely need a desk. I've got to clear these boxes first of all. I've got to find somewhere to put both the Lego and a whole bunch of 3D printing filaments, which takes up quite a bit of room. And then I want to find a decent sized desk where I can set things up. I think I will opt to get a second-hand desk though, because it's going to be a lot less expensive, and I'm looking for a particular size desk. So I've missed that. Lone Wolf is building 787B, which it sounds like a classic set, or it could be something else entirely. Never Too Old has a specific recipe for what he calls chili. May as well call it bland. I'm kidding. It has garlic in it at least. Whoops. Oh, you ran out of sets to build, Alexandria. That sounds like what you're saying. Well, I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm assuming that you're preparing for Black Friday, Brick Friday, whatever you want to call it, and you have a whole bunch of sets that you're planning on purchasing. As I said, I hope that I will have enough of a budget to visit the LEGO store, and well, preferably visit the LEGO store as opposed to buying online, but going down there and grabbing a few choice sets, just some things that I'm curious about building. And it's also an opportunity to see what there is, because I don't pay attention to anything online. But I have to remind myself to get hold of at least one of the advent calendars. Well, okay, just notice the camera's gone blurry. I suppose, yeah, it must suck not being able to season your food like that, but you've got to look after your health. Okay, back in focus, good. Alright, looks like we're okay. I thought it was an antenna, but we're building a handle next. And what do we have? Black Technic bushes. And then we got 8 of these very short lift arms to put in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more of these, and then one of these, and that sits on top of here like that. Fairly stable. Yeah, I think I'd rather go to the store and discover what's new. It's also a good opportunity to talk to staff members and find out what's going on in that world. I have to admit, I am a little bit nervous because in recent years I have seen certain things that were released that I probably would have liked to have built myself. But you know, so be it. Right, these are the antennas now, and these go right at the back here. I'm still very privileged in that in London I have access to 4 LEGO stores. The nearest one is, I want to say it's about, well, I actually think it's about half an hour, maybe 25 minutes away on public transport. So yeah, that pretty much is privilege. And then there are the other stores that sell Lego. There's quite a few of them around. But we always have Amazon, don't we? Is that right? I think, yeah, that's it. And then I think last but not least, we got the door to the cassette area, whatever it's called. It's just like that. Can open and close it. And then a nice little addition is this cassette tape, which makes use of this translucent brick here. That's a rather nice one. And I guess it doesn't matter which side I use. Oops. There we go, nice little cassette tape. And apparently we can insert it like this. Just place it on top of the studs. And there we have it. That is the radio, or the boombox, whichever you want to call it. And just making sure that's pretty much it in the instructions. We do have a spare part here that's for the handle. You could put it up here if you really wanted to. But that is the radio, or the boombox, whichever you want to call it. And it looks pretty decent. This would make a fairly good gift with purchase, I think, if it was a Lego set. And then of course you got the bonus of the cassette tape. I guess the only change I would make is I would put in maybe 2 jumper plates here so that the tape can be inserted and added or attached easily, so that it doesn't fall out of the boombox, but you can take it out easily as well. So yeah, that is pretty cool. So that's 4 of the 6 models built, and we got the television sets that you can see here and the camera left to build. I'm going to give you guys your time back. Thank you for joining me once again, and I'm looking forward to the next build, which is probably going to take place at some point tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys for playing along once again, and I will see you soon. This has been SilentMode, maker, artist, and LEGO enthusiast. As always, encouraging you all to do your